Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is J.Fonte, the E is silent, and today I'm going to show you how to make a easy, simple lasagna. Okay, I'm just kidding. Lasagna. Alright, so now that we're here, let's get right into it. First things first, you want to add some oil to the pan. It doesn't matter which oil that you use, whatever oil that you feel comfortable cooking with. Here, I just use some olive oil instead. And this isn't the olive oil that you dress, this is the cold pressed one for cooking, so please don't grill me for it. Now we want to add in our chopped onions and garlic. So what I did, I used 4 cloves of garlic and I also used half a white onion. Now you just kind of want to saute the garlic and the onions together, like in the oil, and just like let it simmer for a little bit. Actually not simmer, but just kind of keep it on low and get all the flavor and the aroma out. Because this is what's going to be used to flavor our meat, like once we put it in there. Now we want to put in our meat. And we just want to mix everything all together really nicely. And then once everything is mixed in, we just want to let this cook for a while until it's finally cooked. Alright, our meat is all cooked. Now it's time to put in our seasoning. First, I added an all-purpose seasoning, and the all-purpose had garlic powder, dill seed, some cayenne, some paprika, and I believe some black pepper as well. Yeah. Second, we want to add some garlic powder. Italian seasoned blend. Some oregano. And about a teaspoon of salt. And by the way guys, don't worry, I'll have the measurements in the description below, so that way it's easy for you guys to follow. I'm more of a dash of this and dash of that kind of person, but I'll have the measurements in the description below, so that way you guys can use it. Great, so now we just want to mix everything together and then let the meat cook out for a bit before adding in our pasta sauce. So this is not a bougie lasagna, it's just straight up canned pasta sauce. I mean, if you can make a homemade pasta sauce, like, more power to you. But here we're just going to use a simple, easy canned pasta sauce for this recipe, because at the end of the day, it really comes down to how you season it and how you cook it versus the kind of quality of the sauces that you use. Though it does play a factor in it. But for the average person, it really just goes down to the seasoning. So my dumb self forgot to take out the excess oil from the pot, so I'm just taking out some of the oil that I can. And I decided I'm just gonna leave the rest in there for flavor. Though traditionally I like to take the oil out and not cook with so much oil. Here I added some oregano. I added 2 pinches of salt. And some chopped spinach. Once that's done, you want to let this simmer for at least about 5 to 10 minutes. So while that's going on, we're going to start with our next step. I know when it comes to lasagnas, for some fillings, a lot of people use either ricotta, cottage cheese. I know in Europe people use vegetable sauce. Here we're just going to use cottage cheese. So I just added the cottage cheese in the bowl, and I also added a lot of Parmesan. You also want to add some black pepper, some oregano, some chili flakes, and some dry chives. Just want to go ahead and mix everything in, and then we also want to crack an egg to help liquefy our contents. I know it's kind of gross, just bear with me. But trust me, once you layer it, it's going to look really nice and it's going to look so good. Alright, so our pasta sauce is done. Now let's get ready to start layering our lasagna. And if you guys haven't noticed, I have an assistant. Hey Brad. Alright, so first you want to base the pan with some sauce. This step is very imperative because when we do put our noodles, we also want our bottom noodles to cook. So the mistake a lot of people do when they're cooking lasagna is that they don't base the sauce. They don't base the pan with the sauce. So they just have this dry noodle at the bottom and it ends up burning or it doesn't get fully cooked. Once you do that, you want to start adding your noodles. And these noodles are oven ready. Next, you want to add some spinach, and you also want to layer it with some cottage cheese. Once your cottage cheese is nice and spread, you also want to sprinkle some cheese on top of it as well. What kind of cheese is up to you. Here I just use cheddar and a mozzarella mix. Next up is adding our noodles, or lasagna sheets, however you want to call it. And for this part, we also just want to base it with some of our meat sauce. And sprinkle some cheese. Now we want to add another layer of our lasagna noodles. And put some cottage cheese. I know earlier Brad put spinach first and then cottage cheese. It doesn't really matter. Though I find this method to be easier by putting the cottage cheese first and then the spinach afterwards because it's easier to spread it. Then we want to add our spinach. And as you see here, it looks a lot cleaner too. Like doing this way actually. Now we want to sprinkle some more cheese. Now we want to layer it again with some noodles. This is going to be the final layer, guys. And then you want to add your sauce. It was kind of bothering him, so he wanted to add some noodles at the end. Presentation wise, it came out okay, but I can understand why we want to cover the ends. So here we go, we just want to add some sauce. So we're just going to finish the sauce that we have in the pan and put on top of it. As you see, we ran out of sauce. I should have made a bigger pot of meat sauce. So instead I opted to using probably about half a can of regular pasta sauce just to help cover the top. And now we just want to add in some more cheese. And feel free to add all the cheese you want to cover it completely. We like lasagna the cheesy way, so yeah, you're gonna expect a lot of cheese in this one. Alright, so now our lasagna is prepped. We're gonna put it in the oven at 350 degrees for approximately 30 minutes, covered, and then you want to take it off and then cook it again for maybe about another 10 minutes. But it really all depends on the oven and how powerful it is. And here it is. This is the finished product. So don't do what I did. Basically, I put the lasagna in the oven and I didn't cover it. Because we just moved, we are still figuring out how our oven works. So because things cook up so fast, I thought that maybe we didn't have to cover it and maybe just leave it in there for about 20 minutes, but it ended up kind of burning the top a bit and it didn't really melt the cheese completely. So just make sure that you cover your lasagna and then take it off and then finally let it bake and it could brown on top. But other than that, it came out really well. Presentation wise, this isn't the best lasagna that I've made, but it's still good enough and it tastes amazing. The lasagna came out really well. Again, presentation wise, it wasn't the best, but it definitely tastes really good. And hopefully that you saw the mistakes that I did that you don't want to repeat. Alright, there is our lasagna. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and also feel free to comment and share. This is J.Fonte signing out. Peace and love.